and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I will introduce myself. I am Teresa and I'm doing a lot of knitting since last year, and I'm documenting it on this channel. This time I actually want to talk a little bit about my plans for 2023. Last year it was a year full of learning new techniques, doing a lot of new stuff because I just started. And this year I want to make a new plan and make some goals that I want to reach. There are a little bit different kinds of goals. So some of them are more like intentions about how I want to approach things, and some things are about what I want to make and stuff. So they're not really all in the same genre, but it's just 10 of the things that I want to focus on this year. Let's get started with my plans. And the first thing that I want to talk about is actually my whips of 2022. I still had some whips left of 2022 when the new year started, and they are my Gemma polo from Cookie the Knitter and the Kuntum socks from Amelia Putri. And last month I actually focused a lot on my test knit and also on the knit along that I joined. So I was just knitting on those two projects, and that means that the whips of the Gemma polo and the Kuntum socks were just laying in my whip pile, and I did not pick them up. And now I have a lot of ideas of new cast-ons, but I had to restrict myself a bit and tell myself to finish these two whips before I start a new one, because I read somewhere that every whip occupies a space in your mind, because your mind keeps track of all your belongings. So the whip would be like an unfinished project in your mind as well. So with finishing it, it should clean up your mind as well for a bit. So I'm hoping that it will do that. For the Gemma polo, I actually just finished the color, which is this, and I only have to do a little bit of the body and also like a double folded hem at the bottom. So it's not that much. I just have to pick it up again and work on it. Then the Kuntum socks, I actually finished one of the socks and I have been working on the second one, and it has been in my whip pile for a lot of weeks now. I have it here. I've showed it a few times. It hasn't changed one stitch. But I really want to work on this and just finish it, because it is also in the back of my mind all the time. And I just want to get it done and have a finished project. With this one I may have to unravel it because I don't know where I am on the chart. But I will try to find where I am on the chart, and it's not that easy to see. So yeah, I'll have to think about what I'm gonna do with it. But I do have to finish it because I want to wear them really badly. Then the second thing on my list is actually I want to design a pattern. And I don't think I want to design like a full-on sweater or something as my first pattern. I think I just want to start with a sock, and I want to do a color work sock with a cool pattern. So I have been trying out some different color work patterns. I haven't found one that I like that much yet that I actually want to make it. So I'm still working on that. I'm just trying out some stuff. But I think it would be really fun to have something that I thought of myself and that I made from beginning to end myself. So that's really a goal of mine this year. And I think it will be a fun journey as well to do it. And that also leads a bit into my third goal of the year, which is challenging myself to learn as many new techniques as possible. Because I had so much fun last year to learn all these new techniques and stitches and just everything that I learned. It was just so much fun to do. I feel like I've been knitting for 5 years with how much I learned in such a short time. And I want to continue it this year. I want to do like maybe a little bit more difficult stitches. I still have my eye on the book of the Japanese stitches. I think it's the Japanese Stitching Bible. I will have to check that. But they have a lot of very intricate stitches that I would love to try out. So yeah, I will be looking out for some new techniques in the new year. I also would love to learn more ways to cast on or cast off, because I only know like the normal technique where you just knit 2 stitches and slip one, and the Italian bind off. So I think it will be fun to expand that knowledge and practice. Number 4 is actually trying to find more small creators and support them. I think last year I found a few very cool small creators that had very cool patterns that I really liked, and I really love that I could support them by buying their patterns. And also I feel like it's really nice for me to branch out from my favorite things, knitwear, Petite Knit and Knitting for Olive. I feel like those are the 3 most known brands, and they write their patterns in a certain way, so you will always have a certain way of reading the pattern. And with the small creators, they write their patterns in different ways, which also challenges me in a bit to read a pattern in another way and learn from that as well. And I feel like supporting small creators is so important, because it's so much work to get a pattern out, and it's always nice to have your work recognized and people actually using it. So I would love to keep doing that and find new people that I can learn from and support. Then number 5 will be reduce my stash yarn a little bit. I don't have that much stash yarn actually. I have like a little plastic box of stash yarn. It's actually in the background here. The yarn in that box is actually yarn that is not a full ball, but it's just a stash from a skein. And I have some full skeins that have not been touched in another carton box, that also are stashed in the way that I bought it for like a full project, and I have a whole skein left. So I want to do some more stash yarn projects this year. Maybe not like a whole big project, but maybe like small projects, like for example like the Sophie scarf. It just uses so little yarn that I can easily use my stash yarn for it. So that's definitely a goal of mine, to reduce it, because I also initially chose to start making my own wardrobe to be a little bit more sustainable. So I want to use my stash yarn and not have it sit here without touching it. I'm also thinking maybe about donating some of the yarn. I do have a lot of acrylic yarn from the beginning of my knitting journey that I just use to practice, but it's like a whole bag that I think I will never use again. So I think I will try to donate it to like a vintage shop or wherever they will accept it. So yeah, I will have to look into that where I can do it, but that's definitely my plan to do this year. Then number 6 is maybe a little bit of a random one, but I want to make more stuff in bold colors. And I made something last year, which is the silly slip over, and I made it in like a purple color, which is a bit bold, but not that bold, I feel like. I think this year I want to do more like hot pink, which I really love. That color, it's so cute. And I also see a lot of like really blue, I don't know how you would call that color, but I will try to get an example somewhere here and put it here. But I really love that that vibe that it's giving off, and also like the green maybe. Not really the yellow for some reason. I never really liked the hot yellow tones, but like the green, the blue and pink are definitely some things that I want to make. And also I want to make like a really red sweater, so that's definitely on my list. I think it would be the best to do like a really simple design, like something of Petite Knit or something, and then do it in a really bold color. So yeah, that's definitely on my list. I will be making something in a really bold color. Then number 7 will be, I want to finish my knits very neatly. So that mostly for me consists of weaving in my ends. I have a lot of knits that I did not weave all the ends in of, and it's bothering me a little bit. So I want to start the year strong with weaving in all the ends of my old knits and continuing this with all my new knits. I feel like it's such a shame to just not weave in the ends because it makes it look like it's not finished. So I want to start doing that and actually make it a habit. And then number 8 is actually I want to be more intentional with what I make, but also what I put out as content on Instagram and also YouTube. So when I start something, I want to be sure that I am actually going to wear it or get a use out of it. So last year I made some stuff that I'm not wearing that much, and which is a shame because I put so much time and effort into it that it is not that nice, and it's just now sitting in my wardrobe. So this year I actually want to be more intentional and look at the pattern and know that I'm actually going to wear it. And also with the content that I'm putting out, I want to make more content that is inspiring to myself, but also to the people watching it. And I just started doing YouTube last year in like July, I think. So it has been 7 months now, and I had some plans for this channel, like making recreation videos and also showing some sewing stuff and making up some patterns of my own and filming it, and I haven't done any of that. So that's a bit of a shame because I really want to do it, and this year I really want to commit myself to like one project and filming it for a longer time and then putting it out, because that's the stuff that I really like to watch and I want to make myself as well. So that's one of the things that I would like to do more with my content, and also I want to post more of my knits onto Instagram and also maybe like put more of the progress of the knits on Instagram, because I really want to have like a little portfolio for me to look back on and see like from the beginning to the end what I made. So I want to be a little bit more thorough with it. Then number 9 will be reading more knitting books. And the reason for that is last year I got the 52 Weeks of Socks book, and it is my most favorite book ever. And I learned so much from it, not only knitting socks but also new techniques that I did not know about. And it's just such a good book with so much patterns for very cheap, I feel like. So I really want to branch out, and also I love to look at a book and go through it and see all the patterns and just get inspired by it. So I really want to read more knitting books. I have my eye on the book from Stone Knits, the Charming Colorwork book, because I really like colorwork now and I want to do some more colorwork socks. So I think that will be one that I will purchase this year. And also, of course, the Japanese Stitching Bible is also on my list, and there's a lot more, but I'm not gonna buy them all. I'm just gonna buy stuff that I feel like will suit me at that moment. So yeah, that's it for the knitting books. Then the last one on my list is actually to do more fiber arts and get more sewing in. I bought a sewing machine as well last year, but I actually just made 2 whole pieces of clothing, which are pants and a dress. But I feel like I can get more out of it, because the dream is still to have a handmade wardrobe one day, and I want to develop my sewing skills as well. So I think what really works for me is to block some time in my agenda on a specific day of the week and just sew for like 2 hours. So I think I will just do that for the upcoming weeks, because I did buy some fabric and stuff to make a new pants and a new top, and it has been sitting in my drawers for like I think now 3 weeks, and I haven't done anything with it. But I just have to block in some time, and then I will get on with it. Also, I would love to do some other fiber arts. I would love to do some crochet at some point. I think I want to do like a granny square something, like maybe a bag or something. And I also want to do embroidery. I saw a friend of mine who embroidered some very cool things like on pillows and stuff, and it really looked so nice, and I really want to try that one out. Also, like when I was in university, I did a lot of creative courses. I did like photography and percussion, like a lot of random courses, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I really want to do something like that again, not even specifically for fiber arts. I would also love to do like maybe a pottery course or like a drawing course, like painting or something. Just being creative and learning something new. So I really want to do something of that this year. I think I will discover more about the fiber arts first before moving on to like a random other course. But yeah, I really want to expand my my craftsmanship, if that's the word for it. But yeah, I think those are the things that I want to focus on this year. Let me know in the comments what your New Year's goals are. It can be knitting related, it can also be just related to yourself as a person. And I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you want to keep updated with me, you can subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I wish you a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.